Rocky Patel Royal. So royal, Rocky Patel. Rocky Patel Royal. Please don't ruin my late morning cigar. Rocky Patel Royal. Get a bunch of the hair over there. Rocky Patel. It's a nice box press, oily, slightly textured wrapper. I'm not gonna hate. The wrapper's kind of nice. Definitely a little on the rustic side. It was an ugly spot. Where was it? That was in the other one. Anyways, okay. So I'm not gonna lie. Wrapper quality is not bad. I should be excited. I like the way that looks. Looks like a nutrient-rich leaf. You know. We'll see what happens. I don't care about that. I'm not a douche. Okay, box pressing. A little wonka, but who cares? Let's see what happens.
So we're here with a Rocky Patel, kind of maybe a late morning, and this is a good brewery. This is the Breckenridge Brewery. It's their Amber Ale. I got that going for me this morning. Here's what it is: Rocky Patel Royale. Now I bought a 4-pack of Rockies. Things are going good. I bought a 4-pack for $20, which, you know, amongst the bigger brands, you can find deals on 5-packs, 4-packs, Cigar Page, and etc. And who cares, right? So as far as, you know, in a way, 5-packs are nice testers to see if you like it. Obviously, if you want to pay more, but that way, if you never had it before, you try it out, and that way, you know, along your journey, if you ever have to pay full price on cigars in a lounge where there's no deal, then you say, well, I've already tried it for a little money and I enjoyed it. So, not that you want to pay more, but at least you know you're not going to waste your time. It's kind of like 5-packs are kind of like when you see in the movies. I don't do drugs, but you see like the drug dealers, like he hands out free samples. He's like, yeah, first one's on me, and then if you like it, you're gonna get hooked. So, in a way, kind of like 5-packs, or they learn from dealers. But I don't do drugs, but I watch movies, so it is what it is. You want some free samples? This is the size that won number, what was it? 4 or 5? I messed that up. 2014, this thing won. It was in the top 10. Was it 4 or 5? 4, 5, 1. Number 1 that year was the, go figure, Liga Milano Figurado, natural. Number 2 was the EP Carrillo La Historia. What was the number 3? I forgot. It's always interesting to look back in time. But the list last in 2014 looked more serious. Cigars actually people smoke that are actually good. So for this to be in that category, was it a marketing thing? Did he just pay him off, or was it both? The construction's not bad. This was when Rocky started switching over to making stuff in Nicaragua. So he started was more Honduran as far as where it's made. Who cares? But the quality, no, it doesn't look bad. The banding's okay. Who gives a shit about the banding? But you know, it is what it is. Ecuadorian Havana wrapper, Connecticut broadleaf, and Connecticut shade binders, and the rest is Nicaraguan. So overall, I like the blend as far as switching it up. That's unique. The question is the cigar a piece of shit? 2 things will be there: construction and flavor. Flavor supersedes construction. However, though, great flavor and terrible construction will ruin a good cigar. But reverse it around: great construction and terrible flavor, that just improves a terrible cigar. I can't stress it enough. It's kind of like this: if you have a significant other, if that person has poor hygiene, that's terrible. That can be fixed. They can learn to bathe twice a day, take care of themselves. However, if it's like throwing a hot dog down a hallway, that can never be improved. I mean, they make prosthetics, but it's not going to be construction versus flavor. And that sounds weird, but you get what I'm trying to say. Once, if there's no good flavor, that sounds worse now. If you don't want to put it in your mouth, that sounds terrible. If you don't want to stick it in your humidor, that sounds worse. I like the smell. Oh, shit. I struck that matchbox so angrily, it spun in the air for a moment. Sweet, spicy smell. I got this in yesterday. I let it dry out, let all four dry out. I'm not going to hate draw. It's perfect. Okay. See? And you know what's funny about Rocky Patel? And overall, the ones I've had, I wasn't crazy about. There was a few. I never said anything bad about their construction. I don't blindly hate. I gotta say off the bat, though, this is kind of nice. Medium strength off the bat. A good baseline of a nice sweetness. More of a sticky, serious sweetness than a raw sugar. Raw sugar has more granular feel. I got no problem with this cigar. See, I'm not gonna lie. I'm not gonna lie. If a cigar sucks, it sucks. And I've had plenty of Rockies that sucked. This is not bad. And I going back, remembering though my Rocky experiences, which were back in New York for the most part, where I smoked a lot of Rockies. Not that it's just that I was just reviewing everything, and there's so many Rockies, right? What was I not doing back then? Dry boxing, and I was less aware of how moist the cigar was, because you're just blindly trusting when you order something, or blindly trusting majority stuff back then, going to lounges. And lounges, I know in Long Island, for the most part, are too moist. It's already 75-80% humidity outside, and they get the lounges in New York are very moist. And you got to picture popular brands like Rocky or General or Artatus. What are they? Big brands. So what does that mean in a lounge? They carry a lot of them. What does that mean as well? There's a lot of them. They're not going to move as fast. I mean, they sell, but you could have boxes in there for 6 months, a year, maybe more, because there's so many of them, right? So it begs the question, were the issues I was having back then with Rocky more of the cigars being dark, damp, and wet? And then when you buy them at a lounge, you go to smoke them, you're like, oh my God, I'm getting terrible flavor. And it's because it's a wet cigar. So I had to go back and re-challenge my memories of Rocky. Because I don't want to shit on Rocky blindly. I don't want to shit on Rocky Patel, for the record. I mean on his flavor. I don't want to shit on his flavor. You understand what I'm trying to say? I want to be respectful to all cigar makers. And so I'm giving him another chance to see if cigar makers could do their part. But the lounges, they have to do their part too. And if the lounge is too wet, and the cigars are in there for a while, then it's a match made in hell. And then you're going to pick it up and go and blame the cigar, blame the company, instead of blaming the cigar shop. In reality, you have to blame yourself and say, well, they did their part, they made the cigar, he did the part, he had it waiting for me. Now, I need to do my part, and it's too wet, I can feel it feels expanded, the bands can't slide, it feels like it's gained 20 pounds, like a fat guy in a tight belt. You get what I'm trying to say? So if that's the case, then you need to take it out of the cellophane, let it sit for a day or two. Or leave it in the cellophane, let it sit for 4 or 5 days on your kitchen table, and let it just, if that's going to shed in moisture slower with the cellophane on, well, it's not going to gain the moisture. Out of the cellophane is the best, at least overnight. Well, I'm in Colorado. Colorado's a dry box, 20-25% humidity. It's dry here, so it's great. I take a cigar out for 12, 18 hours out of the cellophane here, and it greatly helps. This band couldn't move yesterday, but the bands can move now. I gotta say, I got nothing bad to say about this. So God bless you, Rocky Patel, for this cigar, the Royale. I wanted to smoke the 20th natural, but the band wasn't ready to move yet. So that one had a little more moisture, or shed moisture a little slower. Whatever it is, I have the other. I'm gonna go with the natural, the Maduro, and then I'm gonna end it on the 15th. Right now, it's actually medium plus. But I'm not gonna lie, the cigar is actually a winner. And the cigar is actually delicious. Nice rich coffee, nice nuttiness, a nice salt on the finish, but not overdone, but just a nice little bit of salt. Nice black pepper. There is a little bit of sticky caramel, but not that much. Every note that it has is not taking the lead. It's like a jazz band, but no one's doing a solo. Okay, whereas when we had that Camacho, God bless that Camacho broadleaf, the caramel was taking the lead, and then rock salt's like, I'm right here, bro. And then, that was what it was. Where on the Camacho broadleaf, sea salt was just, it was a solo. Come on down, see the solo sea salt band if you like sea salt. So this is a very balanced cigar. I can see why at the time when this came out, it won that award in the top 5, I think. Now once again, you got to do your part and make sure if you buy it at a lounge or whatever, it's not so wet. Now the price point on these, I don't recall real price points. I don't recall if they still make it. I don't recall. You're gonna have to look that up. Maybe they still make it, or maybe it's just released in 5-packs for the fact. I don't know. But for $4, $5 a piece, in a 4-pack on Cigar Page, $20, it's free shipping. That's a winner. Now, as far as if this cigar was $10 to $12, I'd still say then it would be very appropriate to its price, and it'd be a solid mid-tier cigar. But as far overall, as far as the flavor, that's fantastic flavor. And honestly, Rocky didn't ruin my morning. So in this series of Rocky, Don't Ruin My Morning, he didn't. And so I will take it back on this cigar that the Rocky Patel Royale is a good cigar. In fact, it's more than good. It's very good. As of right now, I would give this cigar, honestly, out of my 0 through 5, and 4 is where cigar becomes good. So if your cigar is less than 4, it's really not recommended. 4 is a good average cigar. And then from there, we have 4.1, 4.2, 4.3. In reality, so it's like a 2-tiered. It's a 0 through 5. It's really 0 through 4. And then like 0 through 10 again from 4.1. So it gives me that latter part to show the difference between average and greatness. But there's the minimum bar of 4.0. If it's less than that, you're wasting my time and my money. With the main thing, you're wasting my memory. Because when I'm smoking a cigar, the flavor will last so long, but the memory will last forever. And if I hate your cigar, now I have to store that. I have to store that hate somewhere. I don't like that. And there's no prunes for the mind. So I got to get a way to shit that out. But I will say this cigar is a 4.5. That's better than good. That would be a higher, very good cigar. It's not amazing, but a higher, very good. So color me impressed. As a white man with a red face, I have a very red face. People don't realize until they meet me. Like, wow. Some people are like, are you okay? Are you having a heart attack? No, my blood pressure is perfect, 120 over 80. But no, my father was more of a light to medium brown Italian guy. But he was on the darker side. You can see pictures of my father. And my mother was very pale. My mother was very pale. So somehow I got the baseline of I guess you would call a white man, but I have a red face. That's by law, by definition. If I was in a lineup, they'd be like, oh, what did the guy look like? If they didn't say he had a red face, then it wasn't me. You know what I'm saying? No, so in a court of law, but that's the guy with the Italian guy with the red face. But a odd combination, but it is what it is. The cigar is actually quite delicious. I have nothing bad to say about it. It is burning slow. You're gonna get plenty of time on this. Long finish. Long finish. Good construction, long finish. It's a heavy medium plus right now. I feel like it wants to pick up, and it probably will to medium full. Sticky caramel, nuttiness, sweetness, black pepper, salt, just a little bit of salt. But it's more of a balanced bun. Nothing harsh about it, nothing bad about it. How dark is the cigar? 70%, so it's darker than like a Connecticut, obviously. So it's not a darker cigar, but by no means feels like a Maduro or an Oscuro. Recommendations for this? Anyone could smoke this. Anyone could enjoy this. Recommendations? Any time of day. It's strong enough and has more than enough flavor. It's more flavor than strength right now, but medium plus, it's probably going to pick up. But it'd be good for any time, honestly. Enough fun for the morning, but at nighttime, you want to relax with a really delicious cigar. I can't believe I'm actually saying this, but it's actually a pretty good fucking cigar. So, I told you I won't hate. Like blindly, like if something's terrible. I mean, I'll hate on a cigar if it sucks. but my palate doesn't lie. As Shakira says, my hips don't lie. My palate doesn't lie. That's a wise Shakira once said. Oh, it's going to pick up a little bit. Let's see right there. It's getting a very creamy texture too, almost like a marshmallow texture. Where the flavor of the smoke is very long and like elastic, like when you're chewing on a marshmallow, like it's not granular at all. It's very like chewy and sticky. So look 'em out. As a wise dancer once said, my hips don't lie. My palate doesn't lie. Great construction. I'm probably going to drop the ash pretty soon. It's a long cigar. It's a long Toro, 6.5, maybe 54, but it's a box press, so it feels small in the hand. It's a medium full right now. Very long finish. Not a heavy finish though. Medium. How do you describe a heavy finish? Long is time. The heavy finish would be not really resistance, but weight. So the picture, like the more weight you put on a pulley machine and you're working out, the more weight, the heavier the resistance is. So the length is the time, how long you feel the flavor. The heaviness is like picture more stacks of weight. So it's medium in heaviness, but a long finish. So it is quite nice. It's a very balanced cigar. It's medium full right now. 70% darkness. Long finish on the tongue. I got nothing bad to say about it. I'm not gonna say it's the best cigar I ever had, but for $5, holy shit, yeah. It is what it is. Earth picked up. It wasn't earth before, but it's bolder now with earth. The black pepper picked up. The caramel's still there, but taking a little more of a back seat. The saltiness taking a little more of a back seat, but it's a nice coffee note as well, and slightly nutty still. Nothing bad to say about that. So it's not an exotic cigar, a nice, thick, chewy cigar as far as the flavor profile. And we're gonna drop the ash. I cleaned my ashtray up. Let's see here. Wow, ash is hanging on. Rocky Patel Royale. Nothing bad to say about that. One more puff. There you go. So, I'd like to apologize to Mr. Rocky Patel, and that I think, perhaps, I can't confirm, but my new thesis is that perhaps in the past, a lot of the Rocky Patel I had, maybe they were too wet. And with our whole new practice, or not new, but it's been for a while, of really paying attention to cigars and giving them like almost like a quarantine of dry boxing, a quarantine at least overnight, at least 12 hours, no cellophane, just let them just air out, shed some moisture. You have better performance, and then you get the flavor. Slow burning on this, you're gonna get a lot of time on that. I'm excited to try the other ones and give them an honest palate review. 4.5 on this, so it's a solid, very good cigar. Generous smoke output. Nothing bad. I got nothing bad to say about it. It's not an amazing cigar, but that's okay. It's a solid, very good cigar. I'd say it'd be 5-pack worthy. I wouldn't say box worthy, but definitely 5-pack worthy. You go on Cigar Page or CBID, and I can only speak about the Royale in this long size, in this long Toro box press, which 10 years ago, 9 years ago was in the top 10. But was it there for a reason? I think it was. It is pretty good. And construction's holding up. It didn't get majorly soft or anything, so nothing bad to say about it. Every time I puff, the initial flavor, and then you get more of the other stuff. But the initial flavor is that creaminess, the coffee, and the caramel. And then as you hold it, it gets darker, the spice kicks in. Notice the salt and the earth and everything. So, I mean, But the initial pull is kind of nice. Not a scary cigar at all. If this was full price at a lounge for $12, sure, it would still be worth it. But it's at a much higher value on the internet. So go for it. So it is what it is. I'll come back at the end, but I don't lie. And the cigar is worth your time.